Hey there! Welcome to Old Man Runner. In today's video, we're going to review this, the Atreyu Race Model, the Artist. First, we're going to go on a run around Dublin in them, then I'm going to put them on the turntable list as specifications, then I'm going to review them, and finally, I'm going to see if I can recommend them. I bought the shoe because I had this shoe previously, or still have it, the Atreyu Train Model. They've started calling them these different models, Train and Race. This is Train, and this is in this colorway. It's the Battle Lies Within. I've loved running in this shoe, and so as soon as Atreyu announced they had a carbon fiber shoe, I went out and got it immediately. The Train shoe is only available in one colorway called the Artist. So, being the imaginative man that I am, I ran around the Irish Museum of Modern Art at the Royal Hospital Kilmainham. So let's go for a run around and see the shoe in action. I really enjoyed my run around the Royal Hospital Kilmainham. Let's put the shoe on the turntable and look at its specifications. Atreyu say that shoe weighs 221 grams or 7.8 ounces. This shoe is a US 12.5M, 14W, an EU 46.5, UK 11.5 and CM 30.9. The shoe measures 295 millimeters long internally, and in this size it weighs in the right shoe 261 grams or 9.2 ounces, and in the left shoe 264 grams or 9.35 ounces. It has a 6mm drop and a 35mm stack height. Atreyu say this about the Artist. Carbon-plated racing shoes built to unlock your maximum potential. Race day is the canvas. Make art. Let's review the shoe and see if what Atreyu says is true. The first thing to say about the upper is it's almost identical to that of the Battle Lies Within shoe. But if I stick on the stick of light into the shoe, you'll see that it's quite translucent. I mean, it's very translucent because the material is so thin. It's not that it's got holes in it and is breathable. There's some more, you can see in the tongue, you can see some holes. But effectively, it's breathable probably because the material is so thin. You're not going to, I don't think you're going to overheat in these, certainly not in Ireland. You're not going to overheat in these shoes. But it's very simple lacing. Look, holes down either side, some bit of string in between. Very little structure in the heel, not so much in the toe. It's a basic, simple upper. The difference in this shoe is in the base. Atreyu have a very, very good exploded section on their website where you can see on atreyurunning.com. You can see the layers. You can't, when you physically have the shoe, you can't see the carbon fiber like you can on some of the Nike models or certainly on the Hokas. It's buried within the shoe. It looks to be full length, but it's buried within the shoe. So you've got two layers of Atreyu's form of EVA, and then you have this outsole. We'll talk about the outsole slightly separately and in a little bit more detail in relation to grip and traction. But it's this beautiful blue color that I particularly liked. But it's a very simply designed shoe. The shoe is very simply designed from an aesthetic point of view. There's lots of colorways in the train model, of which the Battle Lies Within is my favorite. I absolutely adore it. This is really straightforward, only comes in the artist. And Atreyu Running Company written large across it. The one Easter egg, point of difference is the sole is beautiful blue that picks up all sorts of dirt and grime. I mean, I washed it again with my toothbrush. But I love this wasp, the molded wasp as a sort of Easter egg on the bottom of his shoe. I really go for things like that. But it's a very simply designed shoe, little heel tab. Nothing particularly complicated going on. What's this shoe like to run in? Well, it's very soft underfoot. It's very comfortable. I could get up to, on the local radar gun, 24 kph, kilometers per hour, in this thing. And so it's pretty fast, up there with the fastest of the shoes. Let's talk about grip and traction. Okay, so there are no added lugs for traction. So you're relying on grip between the surface, the blue surface, and the road surface. For the most part, if you're a 4-foot striker, you actually have a lot of contact area because pretty much all of it's in contact with the ground. If you're like me, more a heel striker, less so, particularly as the indent for the wasp is. The difficulty comes if it's raining, because if there's a film of water, you could risk aquaplaning, whereby the water can't get out because there's no grooves, and there's a layer of film of water, and then the shoe starts to twist and rotate, and you start to slip. As it happens, when I went out running, it rained slightly one day, and they were okay, but I wouldn't go out running in these. I wouldn't choose to start off going running in this particular shoe. There is one other oddity of the design, and that is, as you walk along in these on the ground, I've got stone floors down here, very smooth surface, there's a sort of popping sound, which I couldn't figure out at first. I mean, it's not as loud as that, but it's where this sits down, and then as the heel comes up, the break of the heel causes this popping sound. But they're a comfortable shoe to hang around in and go running in. The headline news of this shoe is its cost. It costs $100. Now, that's in the United States. Atreyu have this wonderful system whereby if you're buying from the EU, they calculate all the VAT, the duty, the shipping, all that. I paid $177 for it. And at that, it's still my cheapest carbon fiber shoe. It's cheaper by about $80 than the nearest carbon fiber shoe I could find. It is, in one sense, stunning value. I suppose part of it would depend on the longevity, as I mentioned in previous videos, which I'll link at the end. But in a race shoe, I mean, how much longevity are you gonna want? You probably want to warm them in a bit. I don't know. You might want to run 20k in them before a race or more, maybe. But then, how many races are you gonna run? We'll see how long the shoe lasts. But I don't have any worries about the durability of this shoe compared to any of my other carbon fiber racing shoes. The most obvious comparison in terms of shoes is with its stablemate, the Battle Lies Within. It's much softer. I mean, it's way softer underfoot. Other than that, it's pretty much identical. This shoe is, I love running this shoe on those wonderful summer days when you haven't a care in the world. I turn the watch off and just go running. I mean, I would run up to 10k in these without any bother. But they are hard and they reward good form. And the hint here, strike here, even though I strike here, they're probably not ideal or ideal for me. I think if you've got good form, this is a fantastic shoe. But in this colorway, it's a shoe I get great pleasure just going out for the fun of running. This shoe, I probably wouldn't race in it. It's not going to be my race shoe, but it is super comfortable. It's a bit on the soft side, and in that instance, it compares very similarly to this Hoka One One Rocket X, except this is $180 and the Atreyu shoe is $100. But they feel very similar. They weigh very similar. Runner's World said this was their best new shoe for 2021. It's not a shoe I've really liked because the soft, and this would be the same, I wouldn't choose to race in the soft shoes. I would use them for tempo days and I enjoy running in this shoe, but it wouldn't be my choice of race shoe. But I'm not who it's targeted at. If it's targeted at and you strike from the forefoot, maybe it should be your shoe of choice. Atreyu are a small company and they have limited production batch numbers. They can't downstream everything like Nike do into outlet stores if they don't sell. They are probably a bit cautious with how they go about things. They save money, I think, very cleverly by having the same upper in the two shoes and ain't broke, don't fix it kind of logic. And I like the fact that that exists, and I think they're going to make a trail shoe, and as soon as that comes along, I'm going to get that because they're a small company doing interesting things. I mean, Nike are a huge company, but they're also doing interesting things. But what Atreyu are trying to do are really interesting, and I love running in their shoes for whatever reasons. Even if they're not targeted at me, I love running in them. Should you buy this shoe? Well, yes, if you live in the United States, I think you should. At $100, it is way cheap. Give it a go. I've no worries about its longevity. It's probably designed for a forefoot striker. I won't be running races in them. You might. It might suit you. I'll certainly be doing training races and tempo races and just running out for the hell of it kind of days. And you know, in summary, it's kind of, is it a Picasso for like paint by numbers money? I mean, gosh, it's cheap. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, it'd be great if you hit the like button. As always, I'll put lots of information in the descriptions below, and if you have any questions, I'll happily answer them. I love doing that sort of stuff. There'll be a blue subscribe button there and some related Atreyu videos there. Thanks for watching. Until the next video, just keep running along.